Hey, welcome to Doc Rides, the hangout, ride along and chill channel. Well, today I'm on the 2023 Kawasaki ZH2, and I just had a chance to test the anti-lock brake system. A guy just pulled over right in front of me on the road. Didn't even see me. So I'm just going to do a short ride today. I'm playing a little game of Beat the Rain, but I thought I'd share some additional thoughts on this bike. I haven't been getting a ton of riding in because it's so cold, but I have put a few miles on it, and I have figured out all the different modes and the gone through the menu system and all that stuff. And I thought I'd talk about some of the things I want to change on the bike, and other than that, it's yeah, just kind of a chill ride along with some copyright free music. So this issue with the guy nearly nailing me just a second ago. Ooh, that front end gets light. There's the quick shifter. I keep forgetting I have it. I apologize if there's a lot of wind noise here. The issue with the guy who just about hit me, I think, is that I'm kind of used to bikes where people can hear you coming. And now I wear a white crash helmet and like Frank Mills. And this bike is black, and I'm wearing a black shirt and black jeans and black boots. I mean, it's black and gray. Maybe from head on it's not that visible. I think I mentioned in the last video, I'm not crazy about the stock exhaust. I don't like the way the baffle part of the exhaust looks. It's too bulky, it looks heavy, and I'm not crazy about the way the bike sounds. It's a little too quiet. I like quiet bikes. I obviously ride a Goldwing most of the time. I like loud bikes too. I have, I have stage 1 of my Harley. But for the most part, if you're doing long miles, I like to ride a quieter bike. But this is too quiet for the small size, I think. The Goldwing at least kind of looks like a Mazda Miata coming down the road, so people see it. That guy did not see me at all. Like, I know they say loud pipes don't really save lives and all this stuff, but I have to think they must. They must make you a little bit more visible. And I'm not talking, I'm not judging. I really like those shorty exhausts that are super loud. They have to wear earmuffs around and all that stuff. But that's not what I want for this bike. Like, those are fun when you're at a car show or a bike show or whatever, and you just want to hear the engine as pure as you can. But they're not very practical in my opinion. I'd get a headache riding that all day. So what I ordered, I looked at a Scorpion system, and they make two slip-ons. There's the Red Power and I think it's called the Surtec. I actually ordered the Surtec. It was on sale, and it was a half decent price. I'd really looked at the Akrapovic or Akrapovic, however you pronounce it, but it was double the price. I mean, Akrapovic makes another exhaust that has like a dual, I don't know, it's like a 1 into 2 silencer basically. But I listened to it in some videos, and I didn't like the sound all that much, but I do like their kind of sporty exhaust. I don't know, I didn't like it enough to pay double the price though. So it's going to be the Scorpion Surtec that goes on this. And oh geez, I gotta be careful about my speed here. And the other thing I'm gonna do is a tail tidy kit to get rid of the it's like a rear fender delete basically. It's not the fender that's coming off, it's the plastic bit that looks like a dink. I don't know, I don't love the look of that thing. But with the tail tidy kit, these look pretty sweet. Between that, those are the only two mods I have planned. I looked at getting a steering damper for this, And there's a standard Öhlins one you can get, but you have to buy accessory brackets and stuff, and you have to size it to your bike. And I don't think I can do that myself. I don't know. I'm not a very confident mechanic. It's hard to say what the right answer is, but I do think the front end does get light when you give it the beans on this bike. It even gets light in like fourth gear, but just cruising like this is fine. And so yeah, the last time I was pretty nervous. That was the first time I rode this bike, and I apologize, I can't remember your YouTube username, but a guy did comment on there, and he's got some experience with these, and he said, look, it's a totally friendly bike unless you're an idiot. And he's right. This is a lot friendlier than my old ZRX 1100. With that bike, what's funny, actually, I was going to mention this, the 0 to 60 times on this bike aren't super impressive, and I imagine that has a lot to do with wheelie control versus takeoff speed versus getting traction versus traction control and all this stuff. The other bike was faster from 0. It was sub 3 second. This, I think, is around 3.3 if you're good. I'd be around 4, I would guess, on a good day. But I don't really drag race anyway, and I wouldn't be drag racing this bike. But I do like to have the power pulling onto the highway and passing cars. I like to, I like to go fast in short bursts, basically, and this seems perfect for that. You can really hear the supercharger on this when you're slowing down. What you're hearing is the tines of the turbine of the supercharger going faster than the speed of sound, which I think is a cool thing to know. An interesting factoid is that humans first broke the speed of sound way back in like 1000 BC using a whip. Because like when you crack a whip, that crack you're hearing is the tip of the whip breaking the sound barrier. So there, you can bring that out at parties, and if you're like me, it'll be the least awkward thing you bring up at a party. Yeah, so things are good. Otherwise, I'm on vacation this week. This is April the 15th. It's my wife's birthday, and she's at work. And I had to run up to open the fishing camp, and I got the Yamaha Viking out, and it seems to be working great, so that's definitely good news. And I actually used it to tow the boat, and that setup worked great too. So all around, good news on the camp front. I am glad I got the side-by-side. I'm still not sure about the Rubicon, whether I really need two machines like that. I think it was kind of an impulse purchase, but I do enjoy it, and my son loves it. I won't tell you what his age is because it's probably a little bit frowned upon, but he does ride it quite a lot, and I think for that it's a great machine, but we're using it more for fun than for utility, which is kind of not why I bought it. I bought it as a basically a utility machine, but there you go. Life happens, things change. The GoPros have been running out of batteries really quickly, so it may run out as we come into Hampton and take on the on-ramp here, but I mostly just wanted to get out for a quick ride and say hello. What else is new? I guess it's Easter, so happy Easter. If you celebrate as I do, I find it's a very powerful part of the Christian calendar. This is always the time that I kind of rediscover some of my faith. I found a cartoon version of the Passion that is child-friendly. A really good animator did it, and it's from the perspective of one of the two thieves who was crucified. And I don't know what it's called. I think it's like called My Last Day, something like that. But if you have a kid and you don't really want the gore and nightmare fuel of the Mel Gibson version, it tells the story in a softer but sincere way. And if you don't celebrate, that's cool too. But thanks for watching the channel. Yeah, man, this bike is, when I'm not riding it, I'm thinking about it. It's funny. It's funny. The Goldwing wasn't like that entirely. The Goldwing I used like a car all year. I rode it rain or shine pretty much every day last summer. I was just watching this Yami Noob video about what not to do on bikes, like beginner mistakes, and I've been riding for 30 years. He's like pulling in the clutch. Hey, there's the ZRX 11 or 1200. That's not mine. Mine was green. But it was the exact same bike. Gosh, it's a good looking bike. I don't know if it'll show up on the camera. They're so good looking. I'm all fogged up. I notice on these videos my voice sounds really high-pitched. I think when I talk loud, it is actually a little high-pitched. Now the big question is, do I chase down that bike so you can see it? No, I don't think so. Yeah, no, I'm just gonna go the old way. I keep forgetting there's a quick shifter. But look, not everything is a race. I'm I'm literally just putting through town here. Okay, so let me break down some thoughts on this bike other than just the styling and the silencer slash muffler issue and the tail tidy kit. Okay, I finally discovered that I like it in soft mode on the suspension, and the seat is not bothering me as much. The seat is very shitty. Sorry, pardon my language. It's very bad. It kind of, it's almost just a piece of wood. It's got foam in it. I've seen videos of people fixing it, but I don't know. I don't want to do a gel seat on it. I don't really want to tear it apart. I thought about buying the Kawasaki comfort seat, but it doesn't have the green stripe in it, and I'm so vain. I'll sacrifice my butt cheeks for the looks of the green stripes on the side of my seat. For now. But the position, the seating position is awesome. Like I can take my weight on my feet on this. I wasn't expecting that. I seriously can't stop thinking about this bike. I've been watching videos about it. I mean, usually you watch a bunch of videos when you're trying to decide whether to buy one. I've been watching videos since buying it, more videos of this bike since buying it. I don't know. It's rare that I find something that's that exciting to me. Like, most of the things I buy, like the Goldwing, are kind of a utilitarian purchase. Like, I got the Goldwing because I thought, I kind of want something that's good on gas, that I can ride to work, that, you know, is comfortable, that it isn't bad in the rain, that's warm in the fall. But I want to, you know, I want to get, it's utilitarian, but it's fun. Like, I want to get on a motorbike. And I love the Goldwing, but I never went to bed and dreamed about it. It was just like, I love this bike, but I love it for what it is. This bike I think about when I'm going to bed. I don't know what it is. I love this bike. It instantly formed a bond with me, I think. I felt that way a little bit about the ZRX 1100. And it was a surprise. I mean, I bought that bike for $3,000 at the beginning of the pandemic. At the time, there were laws. I can't remember if it was just a guideline or if it was a law that you weren't allowed to ride a motorcycle. And I said, I'm a doctor. I'm allowed to criticize. And I'm not like a crazy, like, you know, tinfoil hat guy. But I said, this is the stupidest law I've ever heard of. How can you justify not going outside alone on a motorcycle? That makes absolutely no sense. But anyway, so I rode all that time on that bike and never even really gave it a second thought. And I figured if the police pulled me over, I would say, look, this is a stupid law. If you want to prosecute me, I'll go to court and like argue why I should be allowed to ride a motorcycle during a pandemic. But, you know, it never came down to that, thankfully. But I did think about that bike because it was the first fast bike that I've ever had, I would say. I've had 750s, I've had Harleys, and I've had big Harleys, and I've had, you know, stage 1, stage 2 Harleys, but I've never, I mean, you know, I'm talking about the 96 cubic inch motor. You might make 90 horsepower with that bike, but it's a heavy bike. So it's fast compared to, I don't know, a sedan or whatever, but it's not change your perspective of physics fast, and it's not agile. So yeah, that ZRX, I started thinking like, geez, I really like this bike. And I'd think about it at night and think, what could I do to this? Like, could I jet the carbs and add 10 more horsepower? Could I do this? Could I do that? And in the end, I don't know, it was very rudimentary. And it would wheelie, kind of like this, it would wheelie easily, and it would wheelie getting up on the highway and stuff. And it wasn't a lightweight bike by any means, but I don't know, it wasn't quite what I needed. And after I got the Goldwing, I knew I wasn't going to ride it. I don't know what it was. I think, the other thing, it was carbureted. So every year I was taking the battery in, and then I had to put it back in, and that battery was, I mean, I've had some friggin' machines and the batteries are inconvenient, but that was easily the worst, most inconvenient battery location of anything I've ever worked on. Although I suspect this is going to top it. I've watched some videos. But because the carb would get clogged, I would try and start it, and I would crank it, and then I'd kill the battery. And then, you know, eventually after doing that so many times, the battery said, I went through 2 batteries from 2020 until last year. So, and it was on a trickle charger and stuff. I don't know, it just wasn't, it was a good bike. I could have been happy just keeping that bike. Maybe I shouldn't have traded it in. But getting this has once again changed my perspective of what a machine can feel like. It is as smooth with the suspension in soft. It feels as smooth as the Goldwing. The wind buffeting only really bothers you after 120 kilometers an hour, which is kind of 10 over our speed limit. So even that, the buffeting kind of tells you where you're at, so you don't get pulled over. It seems to handle well. I haven't really, it's so cold and it's on cold tires and it's still new to me. I haven't by any means put it through its handling paces. I mean, it's got things you can measure your lean angle. I don't know, I don't have that turned on. But, you know, I'm not Rossi. I'm not one of the great racers. I never learned to race. I rode dirt bikes, and you'd race them with your foot. Oh, like that. So it was a little different. Yeah, so we've covered comfort, we've covered ergonomics, I think. There's not much else to cover. I haven't tried it in rain mode, really. Oh, I'll give you a downside of this bike. I don't think you can change the modes on the fly. I think you have to pull over. So, say it opens up here, which it very well might. To get it into rain mode, I'd have to pull over, maybe even put it neutral, and then put it in rain mode. I have not tried the launch control on this. It does have it. I don't want to wreck my clutch. And I'm still worried I'm going to loop this bike. Like, I don't know. It's very predictable. That's the thing. Like, this is more predictable than my old sport bike. The power is so linear. Sure, it comes on really fast and the torque comes on really fast and it's got piles of it. But the power is so controllable. It's a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I thought I was buying a death trap. This is not that. I actually drove an old H2 when I first started looking at motorcycles, the old 2-stroke one. And that thing was freaking dangerous. Because the power band kicked on like a turbocharger. You would lug, scream, and then change gear. And it felt, the front end felt weird, like it didn't know which way it wanted to go. And maybe it was just a bad example that I rode, but the brakes were slugs. And that thing, I don't know how much horsepower it would have made. It might have made 100. I know they made a lot in the first iteration, and it actually came down as they progressed through the different generations of bikes. But it was a scary bike to ride. The ZRX could be scary. It was on and off throttle, twitchy. And it could get away from you, and I could feel how it would get away from you. And I didn't notice it at high speed. It was a great bike, like at highway speed or whatever. But at low speed, it was easy to accidentally whiskey throttle the bike. And this is so much smoother. You can hear them coming on and off. I don't know if you can hear the supercharger, but this is a better bike. Anyway. That's pretty much it. I'll pull up on the highway here and then turn off the video. But, you know, stay safe out there. Watch for cars. They're not going to see you. They're not expecting you this early in the spring. Take a lesson from Doc Rides and recognize that the minivan doesn't see you when it's pulling out of the gas station. That could have been a really, really nasty accident. And luckily that time I remembered to drive defensively, and luckily for me the ABS works awesome. So stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you next time. Bye now.